He started with basic course in 1993, leading to AO fellowships to Germany and Switzerland in 1998. You have done various AO courses such as ASIF course, Unlocking Place in Washington, US, AO Master Course 2010, and AO Master Course in Current Concepts of Trauma in 2017. You have been a faculty in various conferences in India and abroad. Your contribution to orthopedic surgery have been recognized with several awards. You were selected as one of the 25 alumni who were honored in the Golden Jubilee Conference, a celebration of GSYM Medical College. Economic Times adjudged you as the inspiring orthopedic surgeon of India and honored you with a grand function in Delhi. You have been invited to present guest lecture in the annual state orthopedic meets of Rajasthan, Punjab and Bihar. You were also invited to present the prestigious B. Mukhopadhyay Oration. You are conducting an annual course in the field of joint replacement with the help of distinguished faculties from India and abroad since 2010, which is the longest running course in India now. You are involved in so many social activities. We are privileged to have you here. We are intensely proud of your academic and professional success and pray for your long life in the service of humanity. A big round of applause for Dr. A.S. Prakash.
सब लोग एक से टेक आगे आगे the Secretary of Indian Orthopedic Association. Thank you. Yes, yes. Thanks, sir. Can you please take a seat? You were to say something? The blessings. Okay. Thank you. And all yours, sir.
नहीं पड़ेगी पड़ेगी इसके ऊपर सबसे नीचे वाला बटन सबसे नीचे वाला एक ही राउंड बटन है सर एक ही बटन है स्क्रीन पे देखें स्लाइड चेंज होती है स्लाइड चेंजर नहीं है वो स्लाइड चेंजर सर को दो स्लाइड चेंजर दो है सर है देयर इज
Anyway, thank you, Dr. Amulya and team.
Thank you, Dr. Amulya and his team, for giving me this honor. And more so because it is my birthplace. I always say whenever I'm in Patna, it always feels good to be here, back, and among our family. The journey which I'm going to talk about is the journey of joint replacement, and that can be explained as a journey of joint replacement in Central India. Because I started my joint in 1990, and for that preparation started way back in 1984 when I assisted in Austin wood processing in my own medical college. We could do only 3 in the whole 3 years of tenure, and all the 3 got infected. But all the 3 people walked in spite of the pouring pus and sinus. They were walking well, and that was one thing. Well, you will see now in these scenarios, it's very strange. The infected Austin wood, they are working very well. So friends, it was one inspiring, and I started focusing how to learn. That process started very seriously from 1988. A lot of video cassettes helped, and one Dr. Mani in Gangara, who has been my examiner here and used to come to my classroom, he helped also, and the first totally my boss was in his operation theatre. And in 1990, I did my first job. Totally replacement. And I was hooked. I call it the surgery of the century. And the reasons are there. And I'm not the only one who calls it, because it has saved the millions of lives in the world. People who have been crippled only by inability to walk. Mentally they are alright and they start walking so well after getting a proper joint replacement. And the numbers tell this. The stats don't deceive you. The 1.5 million joint replacements are done every year in USA, and it is the commonest surgery. By 2030, it is expected that the number will reach to 3.5 million of joint replacement. And remember, USA has only 25% of the population we have in India. What's happening in India? The 4 times the population, but the new India is changing. We have got better financial capacity, better awareness, better operation theatre. When I started in 1990, the scenario has been drastically changed for better. So the things are changing. In the year 1994, only 300 knee replacements were done all over India, and I am proud out of those 300, one was mine. Only one was mine. And it started picking up. In 2000, it jumped to 6,000. In 2010, it became 54,000, and the first time it became more than hip replacement being done in India. In 2017, it reached 1,25,000. In 2019, that was the estimate, was around 2 lakh knees and 80,000 hip. And in 2021, the figures are around 3 lakh knees and 1 lakh hip. So, friends, the way it is coming out, the future will be doing 1.5 million joints in a year. Why? Because we are going to change life by this surgery. There are so many myths associated with this surgery among the general public at large, also among ourselves. I'll just try to clarify a couple of things. The number one has been, the joint will not last more than 10 to 15 years. Usual notion. Friends, it has been proven wrong by all the yardsticks in the world over. It was assumed that it will not last, being a mechanical variant. Just the artificial joint doesn't have the capacity to repair itself. But if done well, it really works very well. For this scenario, the first turnaround came by Sir John Charnley. There were so many things which are happening, the scientists were working. He came out with the first metal head-on plastic cup articulation with a small 22.2 millimeter of head and diameter ball. And first time he came with the low friction arthroplasty concept. He also came with a structured guideline for prevention of infection, because that infection is a catastrophe. We just discussed that. And another thing which he predicted was proven wrong by his cases only, that it will have a high failure in young patients. We don't operate in younger patients. But that was a prophecy, was proven wrong. He had doubts, but we all have doubts. All scientific people have doubts when they do something. And the same situation was with me. The first total lift done in 1990, I'm sorry for the X-ray quality, because these films were taken by a special camera in those days, then sent to Delhi for making transparencies, and now I have converted those transparencies, those old ones, into a digital photograph. So therefore, I did not allow my patient to stand for 3 days. I was mortally scared whether my patient will stand. I had seen videos, I had seen one live surgery, but I did not see the post-op, how it was, it is handled. So we all are scared when we do things. Having doubts is no sin whatsoever. But look, another similar case, right hip 1992, 30 years, left hip 1993, had to be revived after 4 years. So 30 years, 20 years, 20. So whole projection of Charnley took a backseat here. And it's a life-changing until this patient was operated when he was 21, 22 years old. Because of ankylosing spondylitis, both the hips were fixed. And this surgery changed his life. He became competent to complete his studies, work, get married, get a car, he works, he stays in Gurgaon, is still indebted to me, comes and meet me. He resigned, his original family lives in Kanpur. That's why I said it's a game-changing operation. And the importance of surgical technique can be highlighted with the fact that a series of 330 Charnley processes, the first generation cementing, that is manual, which I was doing that time, had in 20 years follow-up only 6% failure rate. So the hip were doing more than 20 years. I have personally seen a Charnley process lasting more than 30 years, and I am not alone. There are many doctors who have seen that. But yes, when the story started, I was going overboard also. This patient, I removed, we had a calcar replacement processes also. So I just did it was a metastatic, you can very well visualize metastatic lesion. I removed it, made the patient mobile till his life lasted. So at least I was giving him a good life. Then we had molar cemented, so things were changing from 22 to we came to 28 millimeter and 26 millimeter of head. So I started doing the other one. And this also, then by the time I had also gone to Germany, so I learned little more cementing, better technique, how to depressurize. So these techniques kept on evolving. And then uncemented implants came, and it was a compulsion because the FDA has not given permission for cement to be used in USA. So uncemented implants came, and definitely, as any young surgeon will do, I started changing to uncemented implants. The principles of uncemented implants are: you provide a surface where bone can ingrow, or you provide a surface where bone can grow over the implant. But the shape will provide an initial stability. And the first ceramic is the sealer system. That ceramic generation, the yellow one, that was done in 1997. After 20 years follow-up, she was doing pretty well. But little osteolysis I could appreciate at the neck area. However, after 25 years, I can see a lot of osteolysis, and I can see the ceramic in the cup has gone up, the head is moving up. So now I am asking this lady to get operated for a reason. She is quite old and she has profound limb but no pain definitely. I started using Wagner stem also, especially the long one, the uncemented one, and it started changing life. In 1990s, the Nexgen era came where he started publishing his results with a fantastic result. Because till now we were doing joints where we were asking patients to keep their functional abilities limited. So that thing we are now cutting off. The first time Nexgen came where his patients were shown to be playing in the field, playing soccer, running. So this thing, first time we all started grabbing, oh, after replacement the patient can run, can jog, can do horse riding. So I was no exception. I went for the training and I started doing Birmingham Med. The first 2002, it was my first Birmingham Med, son of a doctor and is a software engineer, and the doctor wanted to get, because he is a physician's son, and the son was also very enlightened. So they wanted, specifically we wanted resurfacing if it is possible. And they went to all these three people. Only there were two people doing this at that time. One was in Bombay, one was in Chennai. So, and myself and Maria were preparing to start it. We both have been trained by then. So I was lucky. I did Birmingham 2 days before Maria did. So I was the first one to start this in North India. And this fellow is doing so well now. You can imagine it's more than 20 years. I have played table tennis with my own patient, this fellow. And this is another patient. Once you get hooked to a technique, you start using it, and this is what happens. I was very fascinated by this. Resurfacing is not educated for a couple of things. What back pain? Because I said, well, back pain doesn't know what ankylosing is. We know. I can manage. So for ankylosing spondylitis, I did a bilateral ASR, or this time I started doing ASR. So this I did for a back mineral. His spine was fused, his neck was fused. I did a bilateral ASR and became very good functionally viable. And look at this after a follow of 20 years almost now. So they absolutely rock solid. But you see, the God is kind to you. God was kind to me, but sometimes the God will tell you don't get overboard also. Anyway, I allowed my patient to sit on the ground. I allowed my patient to go play. Like this patient was asked to sit on the ground. The first time he was so excited, can he too? He was sitting on the ground and testing his muscles. That's the first time we were sitting. So I allowed my patient to do this. And I allowed my patient to run as they can run after hip replacement. And I used to feel very happy. Yes, my patients are running. They're starting playing soccer, football also. And then I had to stop them. Now we are getting a little above the board. Then I started telling them, please, people may not know that you have a high hip replacement, but in your mind you must always remember you have got a joint which is not going to repair. And that became my punchline. Day before the patient I operated, I told him the same. So things, but resurfacing pain also. This is a patient with a rheumatoid with core tissue where this was just, I did a bilateral ASR. I think here we were going beyond the known indication. You see, I used to say, and I was doing it, I was always talking to Vijay Bose, Amit Pishpati and Maria. So they all were doing it for ankylosing. Rheumatoid with core tissue is absolutely no, but still I thought I'll put up a graph there and see how it can come out. This lady, the ASR cup slipped. But I do not know because ASR cup has not performed very well, we all know now. But still in our case, most of the series, it has worked very well. So here the cup started slipping, so I have to revive it. But this lady again is doing very well. Once I is still a ASR or resurfacing. Again a rheumatoid, it sunk, the femur head sunk in the resurfacing, so I have to revive again. And there was so much of bone loss, but still, so that is getting overboard. So friends, when you are doing a skillful surgery, remember, many times God is with you and it will protect you. But God will not protect you if you start using it too much. So remember, your basic skills have to be intact. Don't try to stretch your indication just to fulfill your own ego. I'm very candid. Looking back, I'll say it was more of the ego. Yes, I'm doing research, I can manage this. And that was the ego where I have failed. I was just in citation, I was trained in short stem, so yes, that was, and I was very fan. But this again, it has got a very, very limited role. In this sense, your case selection is the key. And now I had become wider. So now if you see, my number of short stems is hardly not even 50 total. My total joint replacement in hip and knees are in thousands. But if you ask me short stem, how many I have used? I have not used even 50. Because now I have become wider, I am started using and selecting cases. Otherwise I have used 5 for it, why not? But yes, in selected cases, it worked very well. So Proxima is one and the silent stem is one. These are metaphysical stems. In young ages, they have got best thing because they give a good proprioception facilities. Your proximal metaphysical loading is there, no stress shielding, and functional ability we are giving a lot. So what has changed in the hip at the present scenario? Development of new articular couples. We have got ceramics, The crossing poly, I think this two combination has really changed the scenario for longevity of the articular couple. More insight into the travelologies, and we have got dual mobility cup. We can again use it selective because you have got a lumbosacral articulation issue, then it's prudent to use a dual mobility cup. But people are again using it for all the cases. I don't think it's required. Large head giving functional freedom, but we know now in size 32 to size 36 is okay. Don't try to go for anatomical head like I went for this. I was using delta motion, but yes, I think now the moderate thing is to stick to 32 and 36. And bone conserving techniques are there. I demonstrated the surgery day before, and I showed I don't have to cut much, I don't have to ream much. Minimum reaming. One of the attendees asked why you are not going to medial wall of establishment. No, I just ream only 4 reamers, and my hip was stuck and I have not used any screws. And that was demonstrating, talking, new scenario, new instrument, but still we could manage well. It's all mind game and your hand should work. If surgeon knows and his hand should be in control, that's all. And better soft tissue handling. Why cut bone? Muscles are not to be sacrificed. Muscles are plant tissue. Hold them, retract them. After some time, they will give way. Doctor, the assistant, my associate was assisting me. He was there. I just kept pyoformis and gemini. That's all, and we had full hip, full exposed. And this is my standard hip, and I think Dr. Mulya said the X-ray which I operated day before, absolutely the same. So this is my standard technique. Yes, I do use the screws in selective cases in rheumatoid, definitely. All the rheumatoid cases, even if it looks good, I will use a screw. In non-female 50 plus, I will use a screw. Any doubt, yes, I will use the screw. But remember, the screw is not holding the cup. It's not going to compress you. It is only giving a derotational stability till the bone grows over the surface. That's all. Coming to the knee, which the journey is parallel, but again, the one thing I am very clear is longevity, and we have cleared the functional freedom now we have. So our patients are allowed to go like I told the other patient. How much time is given? Sorry. Not much. So the patients are allowed to do everything, sit on the ground, but not as a routine. I told the patient whom I operated day before कि you will be तुमको चलना है, उसका breakup हो गया बेचारे का भी because he had a limb. So I told him कि I will make you walk well और तुम अपनी पुरानी गर्लफ्रेंड के सामने खूब चल के दिखाना कि तुम बढ़िया चल रही हो. So because if you broke up because you had a limb and you look very handsome, you don't fall and I told him you will be capable of doing everything, but keep it for sure. In a home you will not never sit on the ground. पर कहीं जाना पड़ गया पब्लिक में जहाँ तुमको नहीं बताना है वहाँ बैठने के लिए बोला नहीं. They ask you to sit on the ground, definitely. This capability, आप सक्षम हो, हमने बोला तुम सक्षम रहोगे, पर इसका इस्तेमाल बहुत सोच समझ के करना, क्योंकि longevity में फर्क पड़ता है. So this is what. Similarly, the knee came later on. There were so many trials which kept on failing till the first time the mechanical knee came, because most of the knee failed because they was true resurfacing. The first time one of the engineers combined with the Insal and Radhavar, and Mr. Walker gave that instead of cutting the proximal tibia into varus, which is a natural varus in everyone, make it a mechanical joint, 1990. And that came the axis of HTA, and the first time it became a reproducible joint. The total condylar knee came into being, and it started showing very good results. But the two concepts started. The functional group, which said we will not sacrifice, we can sacrifice the ligament because we are making a good functional joint. So the biomechanical simplification with exclusion of both the cruciate and replacing with a post and cam mechanism, where the post engages so that the tibia will not go forward, so it can flex at a particular point. The total condyle, especially IB designs are made on that, and most modification came out of that. The anatomical approach says to at least protect the posterior cruciate. They said protect all the ligaments. If you cannot protect the anterior cruciate, at least protect the posterior cruciate, and the great debate started and continued till now. We don't know where the thing is. What I'll say, most of the designs have lasted more than 20 years. And the buzzword was, the knees will fail mostly because of infection or bar alignment which surgeon has done. So if knee is done well, it will last more than 25 years because we have got good metallurgy, we have got good plastics. So knee will fail only because of infection or the fallacies of surgeon or fallacies of the patient, you can periprosthetic fracture, which is coming in large number. The things which have changed is polished chrome cobalt tibial plate, newer poly, various coating, oxynium, titanium or niobium, which is known as a gold knee. The good marketing strategy. I have till yet I have never used a gold knee. Computer navigation is a tool just to guide you what you're doing, but still it's your hand. Patient is specific jigs and they fail miserably at times. Robotic arms is based on the same CAD system, but again the arm has to be controlled, but these are good marketing tools. They may help surgeon to say, check what he's doing. There's so many designs which are evolving. Posterior cruciate retaining, we already know, sacrificing, substituting PS. Kinematic principle. Now we're going back to anatomical one. So the tibia is cut in the barrel, and but I have tried doing it. The joint remains same. No extra benefit I could. No, so I have left it. Various design, but friends, in the crushes, we have to stabilize the knee in the whole range of movement. Whatever joint you use, this preserved soft tissue, collaterals are fixed, you cannot lengthen it, you cannot shorten it, usually other than you want to do a epicondylar or short knee. Try to stabilize the knee. All the meta-analysis have shown that outliers in the axis doesn't affect the longevity. Any instability will lead to failure of the implant. So a stable knee will last forever. I started as a cruciate retaining surgeon because that I was trained to. After 6 years of my practice, I changed to cruciate sacrificing surgeon and I don't regret it. So, and how it lasts, you can appreciate I was trained with where no cement has to go inside the marrow, medullary canal. So only surface cementing was done. And it has lasted 25 years. It is FSC, very bulky. So those knee also lasted. A newer one will last very well with a newer technique. And lateral view, you see, PATNA I used to do initially, now I don't do as a routine. And it lasts very well. And this lady is, one knee is Apollo knee, one was 98, one is done later on. So, and she is 89 years still surviving. So, knee is a very stable joint if done well. So, infection is one, and the other thing which we must control is the balancing. Balancing will give your knee a forever life. You have failure, but yes, it fails after much time. This failure comes after 20 years, and we have got tools to correct it. Sleeves work very well and we can manage. UKR is another very important thing which I am doing since 2001 and just I was rushing, so I have to catch a flight also. This is my first UKR done in 2001. She is doing still very good, almost 22 years now. The other knee I had to do it totally because the joint was much damaged. 2002 again follow up for more than 20 years. I started doing Oxford, I did only one, but now I am doing PFC partial and I am very happy with fixed bearing. I think fixed bearing gives equivocal result. The patient can dance, sit, cross, like absolutely everywhere. but all my patients usually do. But if you have got a very thick thigh, you cannot do that. So that's all, friends. And sometimes I go overboard just to give benefit to the patient. So this patient, I have used sleeve to give him a very good functional joint. So this is the story. The only thing, again, elbow replacement we are seeing in morning, it really works well, and the simple replacement will give a very good quality of life. I never had good results with my shoulder replacement, but when I started doing reverse shoulder, I am very happy with the result, so I can at least try to show them. So ultimately, it is a skill-based surgery. Learn the technique and take the help. These are the two things. You may think I am talking about like that, but you will never know how much struggle I had to do. Getting every training for everything, for even starting a small step, I went to Germany twice, then I started doing. For starting revisions, I went to a person who is master in sleep twice. I stayed with him for 3 weeks just to learn the technique of using proper sleep. So you have to learn it from person who is good in that. So there are no shortcut, and joint replacement is one-time surgery. So I have a backup plan, have good colleagues who can help you. And please don't do this. I showed one photograph. This can happen. Okay. One of the photographs is not from India, that's from Switzerland. One of my friends whose boss had done, so naturally he will show up. Well, my boss had done this, he sent me the X-ray, and his boss had been taken off by the Swiss board from the surgical side. He is absolutely off. The one on the right side was done by a Swiss surgeon, and after that he was asked to leave surgical side. Unfortunately, हम लोग इंडिया में ऐसा नहीं है, but one mishap and you are gone. So thank you, sir. Thanks a lot for patient listening, and bye bye Patna also.
Thank you, sir, Dr. S. sir, for a very thought-provoking lecture and oration. I think this is oration, so there will not be any question from audience. And with this oration, GOFCON 23 has come to an end with a very sweet memory.
Great memories.
Yes, sir. Yes, it was a great.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much, and with this solution, our GOFCON finally